What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, as I told you guys, and this is why I fight the fight that I'm fighting, for the best fighters, especially at the top, to fight the best fighters. The fighters that have control at the top to fight the best fighters. Because the state of the sport of boxing is seriously in a bad place. It's not even ranked top 10 sports in the United States. Not even top 10. It used to be top 3 sports in the United States. Now it's not even top 10. And when you have fighters at the very top, not fighting the best opposition, and instead just choosing to strategically choose opponents to put money in their pockets, which is all great, but you have to elevate the sport of boxing. You have an obligation, because the sport of boxing awards you the lifestyle that you live, to give back to the sport of boxing that gives to you, which is the fans of the sport of boxing. And now reports have come out that legendary promoter, Top Rank CEO, Hall of Famer, Bob Arum and Top Rank will no longer be with ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports, and Disney. ESPN is getting out the business of the sport of boxing. Just like HBO got out the business of the sport of boxing, followed by Showtime getting out the business of the sport of boxing after 37 years. And now another major network is getting out the sport of boxing. You have the situation with the Premier Boxing Champions, PBC, founder and advisor Al Heyman, that had to scramble when Showtime decided to abruptly get out the sport of boxing. They did a quote-unquote deal with Amazon and Amazon Prime. But Amazon has only given them a distribution deal, meaning they didn't give them a budget to pay the fighters and put on events. They're only going to show the fights. That means the PBC has to find investors and go in their own pockets to be able to make these fights happen, which is simply not going to happen at a high level. Hence the reason when you look at Tim Tszyu Bakram Natalia fight, the budget of it looked extremely low. Now ESPN is getting out the business of the sport of boxing. So for all the silly people running around talking about His Excellency Prince Turki Al-Sheikh is not needed in the sport of boxing, you are doing and being a part of the problem. You are doing the sport a disservice. When people said that Tank Davis didn't need His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, you are doing the sport of boxing a disservice. Because what they're doing, the Canelos and the Tank Davises, are getting theirs, but they're leaving the sport of boxing in disarray. Turki Al-Sheikh and his finances is needed in the sport of boxing. Everybody laughed when Dazn got in the sport of boxing, made fun of Dazn, said that they wasn't going to support Dazn. And I said, why are people fans of networks and promotional companies instead of the sport of boxing? And this is where it leaves you, in disarray. Now Dazn is needed. Queensberry Promotions had to go to Dazn. Matchroom was on Dazn. Golden Boy is on Dazn. PBC should have went to Dazn. And now Top Rank is going to have to go to Dazn, because it's simply the only network out there available now. This is not a good thing for the sport of boxing. This is speaking to the end of the sport of boxing. What if Dazn tomorrow decides to get out the sport of boxing because they don't need the sport of boxing? So what if Dazn decide to get out the sport of boxing? There will be no more boxing. Do you people understand this? There will be no more boxing. There's nowhere to showcase boxing. So when BOK Prime was trying to get in the sport of boxing and everybody laughed at BOK Prime, and made fun of it because they're fans of networks and fighters instead of being fans of the sport of boxing. You laughed at Dazn. Now you don't have a network. You're trying to push Turkey al-Sheikh out of the sport of boxing in favor of a specific fighter and a network. And you're hurting the sport. And now the proof is in the pudding. You can see it. The best need to fight the best. That will entice investors and networks to put money into the sport of boxing. If not, they're not investing in low-level fights or one-sided fights. It's not happening. It's not happening. Now you have Tank Davis fight being pushed back from November, December, January, February, all the way to March, and still not solidified. This tells you everything you need to know. And that's all I got for y'all. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. So all I got for y'all. This is sad, sad news. I'm gone. Peace.